have reached the unimaginable challenges, yet continue to rise, inspiring all of us with your determination and perseverance. We honor not just the battles you won, but the victories you achieved, big and small. To all stroke survivors, we stand with you, we support you, and we are inspired by you. Tonight we honor your journey, your strength, and your unwavering spirit. Keep shining, keep fighting, and know that you are never alone. Visit the Kickoff booth in the concourse to learn how to recognize signs and symptoms of stroke. Get additional information and enter to win an autographed Hartford Athletic jersey.
Last Saturday, Hartford Athletic hosted the hottest team in the USL. This week, they host the best. Live from Trinity Health Stadium, it's Athletic versus Louisville City FC. Hi, everybody, with my partner, Mark Donaldson. I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. And Mark, a solid effort for Hartford in beating Las Vegas Lights, but we won't see the same 11 on the pitch tonight against the better team.
No, one or two issues. Deshane Beckford is out injured, as is Yunus Boudadi. But last week, they beat the hottest team in the league. This week, they face the best team in the league.
Lou City has won 5 games in a row. They are red hot, and last week they came off a big win over Charleston Battery. And as you see, the series history, if you're Hartford, it's not much history. And the last match on 4/20, Hartford got smoked 6-0.
Yeah, they did. Before that, a couple of draws, though. Luke Merrill equalising Tellefson's opening goal back in October. But the last time the sides met here, it was goalless more than a year ago.
Our one to watch, Louisville has a lot of them, but nobody better than their man up front, Wilson Harris. 14 goals on the season.
He's in the prime of his career right now. He's 24 years old. Just 21 starts to get those 14 goals. Last season, 9 goals. He started more than he was on the bench, but this year he's found form, but he gets some good service, doesn't he, from wide areas.
Plus, they've added one of the best goal scorers in the league in Philip Goodrum. Let's take a look at the table in the Eastern Conference. You see Hartford's got some work to do. 8 points behind Rhode Island for that final playoff spot.
Yeah, but you know what? You've got to accentuate the positives. And the last 8 teams that have come here to face Hartford, 7 of them have not won. Hartford are good at home. They'll need to be great at home to have a chance tonight.
It is a beautiful night at Trinity Health. Starting lineups in the opening kickoff are next as Hartford Athletic hosts Louisville City FC.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
At Lux Bond & Green, we have been designing and crafting custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and really there's no room for error. It comes down to 100 little choices made by our own artists and experts who listen to you and create your perfect engagement ring by hand. Quality, value, and selection. Lux Bond & Green Jewelers throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC of Greater Hartford, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly is the leader in airport parking at Bradley International. Save 20% by pre-booking on lastfly.com. Last Fly, proud supporter of Hartford Athletics. 81 degrees, winds gently wafting out of the west at 5 miles an hour. Time for the starting lineups. Brought to you by Liberty Bank, and a couple of injury-induced changes for Athletics 11.
Those two see Budadi and Asiedu drop out, plus Deshane Beckford missing. In coming Tristan Hodge and Danny Barrera. The fact that he's down to the bare bones as well on the bench tells you that only 5 outfield players have been named. They do have names, but they just get called substitute 1, 2, 3, and 4 by many.
And for Lou City, they're missing their captain, Sean Tosh, but there's still a lot of talent on that side.
This is a good side. Just one change. Adrian Perez in for Sean Tosh. And Wilson Harris, feed him and he will score 14 goals this season. But there's talent throughout this side.
Travelers is today's presenting sponsor of the match. The company has called Hartford home for 160 years, and they have a steadfast commitment to taking care of their communities. Over the past decade, they have provided more than $234 million towards important causes. And that same commitment extends throughout their employers, who collectively dedicated more than 100,000 hours of their time volunteering last year. Oof. Play underway, and
20 minutes gone.
Now at halftime, Henan Ribeiro makes a touch. Ribeiro last week 4 saves in the win against Las Vegas Lights that ended their 11-game unbeaten streak. This is a Lou City team that scores at will. They lead the league with 60 goals on the season. By comparison, Hartford has scored 21. Here's Engelina. Tries to play it ahead for Jang. That ball rolls over the goal line. Corner kick for Hartford. Marks Keys.
Yeah, presented
Brought to you by Hoffman Auto Group.
Thank you. I was hoping for the free car.
Yeah.
Michi Engelina, they have to get him involved. He scores nearly 1 in every 2 at home. But Lou City, they know where the back of the net is, and they know how to score quickly. But they've got some defending to do here.
Farrell making a run. Ball gets headed out by Amadou Dia. And it's cleared upfield. Where Emmanuel Samaria, who made the USL Team of the Week. He was brilliant.
He was good
last week.
But now he's on the other side.
Right, now he's playing the right wing back with the absence of Yunus Boudadi. Boudadi got hurt during the week. Anderson Asiadu, you may remember if you were with us last week for Las Vegas, he got hurt in the first half and had to come out, and that's when Beckford went in, and Beckford also hurt during the week. Here's Jang. Tries to put one on goal, but it sails over the goal line, so it'll be a goal kick for Damian Loss, the 22-year-old from Des Plaines, Illinois. Our referees for tonight, J.C. Griggs, doing his 7th match. He's handed out 26 yellows and a red. He did lose City on July 11th, the last game they lost against Oakland Roots.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Anytime you take the field, my friend, there's a chance.
You know what? Anyone who watched Man City against Ipswich this morning, Ipswich taking the lead, that just made Manchester City angry. The last time Lou City were here was goalless. I doubt this will be goalless, simply because Hartford have to win. It's a tough game, but Brendan Burke says it doesn't matter if they're top of the league, bottom of the league, or whatever, they will set a team out to try and win this football game.
Diat taking his time looking for runners. At some point, he does have to throw it in. And Joe Farrell gets there and heads it back towards Ribeiro. 6-0-2, as we showed you in the open. Hartford has never beaten Lou City. Last year, as Mark said, one of 2 ties between the sides. I believe that's only 4 or 5 scoreless ties in Hartford history. We had one this year against Phoenix Rising. Jang will get there first, can't control, and it'll be a Lou City throw-in. Here's Brendan Burke, the 41-year-old, in charge of Hartford. Well dressed tonight.
He's always
sleeve white shirt.
Brendan's always pretty sharp.
Dapper on the sideline. And Danny Cruz in his 4th year as head coach of Lou City. Lou City, a team that's gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals all 9 years of their existence. They have a history of success. They try to play it ahead for Ray Serrano, but Samadia gets there first, and Ribeiro will reverse fields. Tristan Hodge back in the lineup after he didn't play last week. Sat down for Samadia, who was so good on the left side. It's a Lou City that had possession 65% of the time in the Charleston game. They're on a 5-game heater, and the last 3 coming against New Mexico United, the top team out west, Sacramento Republic, who's always good, and Charleston Battery, the team that beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Here's the veteran Kyle Adams. Samadia gets a head on it. Second ball, Epps can't control. Drop it back to Winder. No score, just the start of things here at Trinity Health.
Good crowd. It's a good night for
Beautiful
football.
night. Is it a little warm for you?
Anything over 60 degrees
Yeah,
is too warm for me.
a little warm. Well, you could have worn the kilt that you wore over at the World Cup.
Okay, now let's just immediately cease that conversation.
Simmer down on that front.
Simmer right down.
They try to pin Hodge down. He loses his footing. Dangerous opportunity for Lou City. A shot played by Ribeiro, and then he falls on it.
It was weird from Tristan Hodge, wasn't it? He kind of fell awkwardly. And
yeah.
How much of that was contact and how much of that was maybe a little twist? Let's see if we can get another look at what happened to Tristan Hodge.
Well, Hodge is already down, and you see the left-footed shot. Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, we see all of you.
It was well read by Macangilla. Got to be first to every 50-50 tonight that they can be, Hartford.
Beverly Macangilla plays back to Marlon Hairston in the starting lineup for the 3rd time in the last 4 games after he went forever without being being able to see the pitch. So you mentioned Hartford's got some guys on the bench tonight because of the injuries.
With name tags on.
Michael DeShields was picked up from Pittsburgh in the deal for Enoch Mushagalusa. He hasn't played yet. Pele Usmano, who's a 19-year-old defender from Cameroon, he's been hurt all year. And Yaya Torre, who they picked up in a loan from Colorado Rapids, he hasn't seen the light of day yet. Epps was open but couldn't control the pass, so it'll be a throw. Early moments here at Trinity Health, approaching the 8th minute of play.
Those players on the bench might not get many opportunities in a season. It's about being ready when you get that opportunity.
2 shots already for Lou City. They're 4th in the conference, or 4th in the league in shots. If you're Hartford, how do you approach this opening 15 minutes? Cautiously?
No, play your game.
Throw caution to the wind?
Play your game. Just do this. Do what you're good at. They had a really good win last week over a good side that hadn't lost in 11. Just let them worry about you. Worry about them, and what's the point? You need wins now. You're in a position in the Eastern Conference where you're behind the 8 ball when it comes to trying to qualify for the playoffs. So don't do anything daft. Be rigid. Be organized. I thought positionally last season. What?
Daft?
Yeah.
I like that.
Don't do anything daft. And take your opportunities. So here, for example, free kick, dangerous area, right? Because Danny Barrero's now on the field to play. You've seen from corner kicks how sometimes they'll target Joe Farrell. These are the opportunities. It's about second ball here. If you don't win the first ball, make sure you win the loose ball or the next ball.
Right in front of the supporters on Supporters Night, as Athletic honors their ardent fans. Barrera back in the starting lineup this week for Asiadu. Good ball, punched out.
Offside.
But it's the offside flag is out.
Take your pick. Yeah, it just needs to be a little bit further away. If you're playing an outswinger, you can't be too close to Damian Lass.
And watch Barrera put the left foot into it. Clearly Jang offside. Also getting his jersey tugged at. But
yeah, if you retreat against a team like Lou City and you invite them onto you and you invite them to have more of the ball than they normally have, they'll probably beat you with what they have of the ball. You give them more of that, so you've got to find a way. And that's being first to every loose ball. It's winning your 50-50s. It's hunting in packs. Already Brendan Burke's come over and he's made sure that he's informed Danny Barrera and Mamadou Diang. If the ball's here, then you all come over. You've got to hunt together. You can't hunt in isolation because that ain't going to work.
play towards Serrano, but the captain, Jordan Scarlett, clears it. Here's Michi. Has been red hot lately. 8 goals on the season. At the game winner last week.
Yeah, he did. I said it last week, Joe, and I'll say it again. I think Hartford are better against better teams. I think they focus better.
Samaria was out of bounds, so it'll be an Amadou Diat throw-in.
One thing that really impressed me last week was game management.
Yes.
From Hartford, because there have been times over the last few years where not only have they led by a goal going into the last 5 minutes, they've not even taken anything from the game because they've conceded more than once. I thought they were very, very good with their game management in the latter stages last week.
Scarlett all over Wilson Harris there, knocking it out of bounds.
You're going to say Wilson Pickett before the night's
No,
out. You know you are.
no,
You've
no.
planted the seed earlier.
I planted it in your head.
Wilson Phillips, it's more my genre.
Lou City, 8 goals in the first 15 minutes of a match. Hartford, on the opposite side, has conceded 8.
See, this I like from Danny Barrera. Now, you're not going to get 90 of Danny doing that, but you get 60 minutes of Danny doing that and then make a change. That's what you need.
Harris plays it square to the far-sided Jensen Wilson. Played into the middle. And on the left for Dia, who sneaks up. Puts it across. Nobody there across the face. So it'll be a goal kick for Henan Hibero. Please join us in thanking founding partner, The Hartford, for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more.
I thought you were going to start giving a sermon there. Please join us.
Please join us as we stand and pledge allegiance to this great God, soccer. Dia will press up. They're guys from the wings, both Dia on the left and Aiden McFadden will move up on the play. Played into the middle to Arturo Ordonez, Defender of the Year last year, as he played for Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
They're struggling this season.
Yeah.
Potentially a rival for a playoff spot that Hartford are trying to get.
One of the teams Hartford has beaten here. They beat him 2-0, lost in the Steel City.
Michi's got to be better. Ball retention has to be better there. Can't give it away because otherwise you're defending, and that's not Michi's game.
Change field to the veteran, Kyle Adams. He has been around, has Mr. Adams. In the middle, Ordonez. Now Adams with those flowing locks on the left. Gets by Barrera. Plays it up to Ray Serrano. Into the box. Chested down at the 6. Spinning. And knocked over the goal line.
Corner kick.
It'll be the first corner of the night.
Good defending.
For Lou City.
It's all about timing that. You go to ground, you've got to make sure you get the ball. Hartford have just got to make sure they don't leave too much space between their defensive line and their kind of two defensive midfielders. Because Lou City will take advantage if they do. This is a really good tackle.
Jordan Scarlett all over Serrano there. Referee J.C. Griggs trying to stop some of the tomfoolery at the 6.
Tomfoolery?
Yeah, he was on with Tom and Jerry. Now played back in. The header goes wide. Jansen Wilson, who has scored in 3 straight games, might have had an angle but couldn't get it to connect, so it'll be a goal kick for Henan Ribeiro, who comes in tied for 6th in saves in USL with 63.
He's a good goalkeeper.
He's proved to be worth it. As you watch on the replay, boy, that was a good angle. And it was actually Adrian Perez, not Wilson's. Taken away at midfield. Jang a little sloppy with the touch there. Winder on the left side for Diao. Drops it back, and that's airmailed wide by Winder.
When you have pace in opposition in attack, you're a little bit scared, and totally understandably, to play a higher line, because one ball over the top, all it takes is one of your defenders not to be in sync with the rest, and you get someone through on goals. So it's interesting the position Hartford have taken up against Wilson Harris. They're dropping a little bit deeper right now.
Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletics. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. Left-footed shot that's whistled wide, and Lou City starting to take run of play away from Hartford here.
So that starts with a Renan Ribeiro goal kick, and it ends up with a shot from Wilson Harris. That can't happen. They've got to be better. They've got to be better contesting the ball. Yeah, they want to try and play it short. I'm a wee bit wary of that, because on one side you've got Ray Serrano pressing. You've also got Wilson Harris pressing. They'll know which Hartford players they want to have the ball.
Midfield, Barrera. Foul called. So it'll be a direct, and Barrera with the quick restart. Hodge. Looks like he's wearing Epps footwear, but Epps has the same lime green boots on. Hodge gets it back to Barrera. They double team him. He goes back to Marlon Hairston. Marlon Hairston, the cousin of former 7-time NBA All-Star LaMarcus Aldridge.
Wow, well, last week we had a Rosarena.
Yep.
His brother was a goalie.
Yep, now we got LaMarcus Aldridge mentioned. Hartford with some good possession here. Here's Michi. 1v1 on the far side with Wilson. Gets through him. Chips to Jang. And it's played by Damian Lass. Last year, helped win the next Pro Cup with Austin FC.
Interesting defending by Arturo Ordonez. Worked, though.
They try to play through the middle as Wilson comes back to help. Or rather, Davila, who had a terrific year last year with RGV Toros, who were disbanded after the season, was first team. You know, this is a Lou City team that last year, Mark, had their worst regular season in their existence. They finished 5th in the East. They still made it to the conference final, losing to Charleston. And they basically ripped things up and started, not from scratch, but brought in a whole bunch of players.
Yeah. Decent money to spend and a decent team put together. Well-run football club.
Farrell, short for Jang. Here's Winder.
There's an example, Joe. That was played long by Joe Farrell. Even if Jang wins that header, he's got nowhere to go. They've got to play closer to him. Got to give him more support. Otherwise, they just lose the ball, and they're going to spend most of the night defending.
Played in the middle. Scarlett aggressive. Hartford still can't control. Epps back on Serrano. Cleared out of danger. Good work by the Hartford back line there. Here's a lead ball for Galena, but former Notre Dame star Aiden McFadden says no. No score. Hartford yet to have a shot. 6 shots for Pittsburgh. Or, I'm sorry, for Lou City. 1 on target. Now Barrera. Over the top. Galena into the box. Shoots it wide.
Yeah, they're claiming there was a handball, which even if there was, he's got away with it. If there wasn't, it's a decent opportunity. Just wouldn't sit down from it. It's a good ball by Danny Barrera, and they've got to take advantage of these corners. This is the pass that I like. It's controllable. It just checks a little bit from Ishi Galena, and that's good defending by Aiden McFadden to come across. Didn't see there if it definitely was a handball. It's a corner. We know that.
Second corner of the night for Hartford Athletic in the 19th minute with no score. Packed house here at Trinity Health Stadium. Athletic last home game of August. Farrell looking to get free. Scarlett has it booted away from him, and it'll be chased down by Barrera, and Hartford retreats. And Barrera way out of the goal to set the offense for Hartford. Hartford comes in 6-3-3 at home, and as you said, Mark, 1 loss in the last 8 matches here at Trinity Health. As Hartford will get another corner kick.
No, behind for goal kick. It took a little final
he did. Oh, my bad.
No worries. Final touch came off the Hartford player. So they go to Detroit next, and then Memphis after they play Indy at home. They've got 3 of the next 4 away. That's been where the problem has arisen. If you offered Brendan Burke a point prior to kickoff tonight, I'm sure he would have taken it. I know he wants to win every game, but you've got to be realistic. The points that you're targeting are the games that really you've got a chance of winning.
Harris, who dropped back, tries to play it clear, and Tristan Hodge takes it away, plays it up the middle. Barrera getting there. Scarlett put down, and here's the international soccer player signal of I did nothing with the hands outstretched in the air.
I was looking at my notes of this game last year. It was on the 3rd of June. Louisville City had the first chance in the 17th minute. That's all they had in the first half. And then the 34th minute and then stoppage time in the first half. They had much the better of the second half. But Hartford have been fine so far. 20 minutes gone. And when I'm talking about games to win, of course Hartford can win this one. But you would take a point if you offered it. If it's a case of I'll give you it now or you can roll the dice and see what you do. You take the point.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuova Pasta will donate meals to help fight against food insecurity in our community. Hartford plays back through Ribeiro. Louisville setting up their attack with Harris pressing in the front, and Hartford circumventing him by getting it to Farrell. Lazy pass to Samadia. He gets defended. Plays it up ahead for Epps. Almost loses to Winder.
Good.
Marcus Epps taken down. Foul.
Yeah, really good.
Elijah Winder.
That's the thing, Joe. You might lose a tussle, but if it's still there to be won, don't give up. And Marcus Epps, he's going to have to battle. Does well there. Then he's probably 40-60 against here. And then he's like, okay, I'm still good. That's what you want. You need that tonight. This is a battle. This is win your individual battles, and you've got a chance. And so far, you know what? Quarter of the way through this game, this will do, Brendan Burke. This has been all right.
Epps last week went the full 90 for just the second time this season. Of course, last week the full 90 was over 102 minutes with stoppage time put in.
And I like the fact they're taking the sting out of the game. I was in Germany when you and Phil were commentating on I think it was the Tampa Bay Rowdies game.
Yes. Now that was really taking the sting out.
But yeah, you know what? If you keep doing it until you get away with it, this is different. This isn't trying to waste time. They were down to 10 men.
Right.
But you don't need to take everything really
quickly.
quickly.
Well, they want to shorten the game.
Of course. You've now got an opportunity from a free kick to maybe send it in the box or, like Danny's done, play it short.
Hodge back to Hairston. Burley Macangila. He's become a regular. His 14th straight start. Samadia chips it in. Short. Clear it out. Serrano on the counter. Samadia right on top of him. Good work by Emmanuel, who made the USL Team of the Week.
Now someone's going to fill into his position.
Here's Dia. Plays it up ahead. Harris on the loose.
Ooh, that's
taken
clumsy.
down.
Oh, that's clumsy.
Lou City furious.
Ooh, everyone on their bench was up. That is dangerous. Now, a reminder in the laws of the game, it's not just I won the ball, it's okay. If there's danger in the challenge, then I'd like to see another replay of that one, because foul is careless. Reckless is caution, using excessive force, right? It's careless or it's not. And if it is careless, then that might have been a penalty. That was interesting.
That was iffy.
You need a bit of fortune if you're Hartford, because it's gone against them on plenty of occasions this season.
It has. No question. Winder in the middle with Davila. He's got McFadden right. Gives it to him. No score. Shots. 6-0 in favor of the visitors from Kentucky. And that's just careless there.
Hopefully when I get another...
Macangila just runs over Dia. Let's look at that play in the box. Ooh. Jordan Scarlett might have gotten ball first, but... And I think we got a yellow card coming to the near side.
All right. He goes to... Ooh, that doesn't get much better, the second look.
Danny Cruz lecturing referee J.C. Griggs, and Danny Cruz gets a card. He's booked.
I've had this ongoing battle ever since I started broadcasting soccer with referees and refereeing officials. They claim, there has to be a higher bar for a foul in the box to give a penalty. No, nowhere in the laws of the game does it state that.
Right.
It should be the same decision no matter where the infringement takes place on the field. Now, if that challenge made by Jordan Scarlett is outside the box, do they get a free kick from that? I think they do. I'm not complaining, but second and third looks, I think they got away with one.
Off the Macangila foul, possession for McFadden.
Always think, Joe, put the shoe on the other foot. If that was in the other box, Hartford are going crazy wanting a penalty.
Yep.
So you can't say it is one at one end and not one at the other end for the same challenge. So there's a bit of hypocrisy that comes in. We're all guilty of that. We're all football fans.
Long ball played to the left side. Dia. Adams. The service. Headed away. Good defense by Jordan Scarlett, who's still on the turf.
That's well played by Danny.
Here's Engelina. He's got Jang running. Michi with turf. Up to Jang. Knocked away. and knocked over the goal line. And this will be a quarter kick.
When you see the celebrations from Arturo Ordóñez then, when he makes that little touch to knock it behind, it just needs the slightest bit more pace on it from from Dieng to Ngolina. But a corner is not a bad second or third prize.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank Lux Bond and Green, jewelers since 1898, celebrating life's special moments.
Oh.
Danny Barrero would like a special moment here.
Wouldn't he just?
With Athletic's third corner kick from the right of Damian Loss. No score, pretty evenly played thus far. In the middle, Jang can't get a control, and Serrato winds it out and puts it in row 3 of the east side. Played back in, and Loss goes up and grabs it, and Epps writhing in pain in the box. And J.C. Griggs will stop play to attend to Marcus Epps.
So I want to go back to Danny's corner kick. We've seen this season a lot of the time. Joe Farrell goes round the back and tries to head it. So Joe Farrell's been marked by Kyle Adams. So Joe Farrell's probably the biggest threat from a Hartford perspective, and Kyle Adams is probably their best defender as far as aerial balls in, although Ordóñez is decent as well. So what they did there was they put Joe Farrell to the near post. He took Kyle Adams with him, and we've seen in the last few weeks especially how good Mamadou Dieng is in the air. So if your first guy defensively is marking our best player, then it's about taking them away. And then when you've got Dieng as a one-on-one in a matchup that he fancies, I like that move. They clearly have been working on that in training. But the thing is, we spoke to Brendan Burke, Thursday? He didn't really know his confirmed lineup at that stage, did he? Because there's obviously one or two knocks. So I don't know how much Danny's been practicing free kicks, if he knew he was going to be in the team for a while. But that one was okay. What's this? A red card? Off Adrian Perez.
Adrian Perez.
What has happened?
Booked.
No, he's sent off. He's gone.
J.C. Griggs has dismissed Adrian Perez. And in the 29th minute, Pittsburgh...
It's something he said, and I wonder if it's to Jacob Little, the assistant on the far side. Now, Hartford got done by this themselves a few weeks ago when Renan Ribeiro couldn't keep his trap shut. They're seeking an explanation here as to exactly what was said, and it's Jacob Little, the assistant, that they're asking questions of. Now, I wonder if our boys and girls behind the scenes can find anything to suggest that Adrian Perez... I mean, the deed's done now. He's off. He will play no further part. They're down to 10 men. I just wonder if there's any footage of potentially something that might have been said, because I don't think it was a challenge that was made.
No, it didn't look like anything physical. That's for sure. That's the first red card handed out to Louisville this season.
I'm intrigued.
In this, which is their 24th match, and the crowd still buzzing as you see Louisville huddling up to discuss world events here. Yeah. So Perez had been playing on the right side. Of course, they don't have Sean Tosh, which is why he's in the starting lineup this week. Perez with 6 assists on the season makes him among the team leaders. He missed a good chunk of the season, 8 games with an injured groin, but has played very well while healthy. So Hartford with a man advantage for the final 60 minutes here. Let's see if they can capitalize. Tonight's WTNH youth soccer teams of the match are from Cromwell Chill Soccer Club and Soccer XS. So Hartford, this is the first time this year, Mark, I think Hartford has has played with a man advantage.
I think so. I can't recall any other times. Still trying to get to the bottom of exactly what happened, and it's going to be difficult to know what was said.
And was he still complaining about the foul in the box that wasn't called?
Well, it's a straight red, so it's foul and abusive language.
But what could he have been? I mean, I'm
not going there.
Trying to guess.
Here's an example of some bad words that will get us taken off air.
Oh, no.
No,
but
I know.
What he was kvetching about.
Put it this way. Louisville City's Twitter account has just posted straight red shown to Adrian Perez. If anyone can tell us why, we are all ears. So we're all in the same boat right now. The only person that probably knows is Jacob Little, the assistant on the far side. Hartford can't get sucked into that. They've got to play their game and try and utilize the areas where the player who got sent off, Adrian Perez, was playing.
And Galena on the far side. No score here in the 33rd minute. Hartford still looking for that first shot, and the first shot on target. Scarlett loosely plays the ball to Samadia. Half an hour in, and things take a crazy turn, right?
Yeah, they're kind of playing with a 5-3-1 now when defending and just leaving Wilson Harris as they advance forward. Now they get a free kick, Louisville City.
And Galena called for a foul on Jansen Wilson.
Two big moments in this first half. The penalty incident, which went Hartford's way, wasn't given by the referee when replay showed it could have been. And then what seems to be foul and abusive language.
See Jansen Wilson, the 23-year-old from Belmont University, 2 times All-Missouri Valley Conference. Looks like he's bleeding, or it's a contact. He got hit in the face and contact popped out. And looks like Wilson's coming off, and the head athletic trainer, Stuart Wright, is jogging on to give him a little solution to put the contact back in.
Here's a part of the laws of the game. Under the IFAB laws of the game, swearing in and of itself is not an offence. It can't be, otherwise no game would get finished.
Sure.
Because teams would end up with more than 4 red cards each, and that's when you cancel the game. However, using offensive, insulting, or abusive language and or a gesture can get you a red card.
And again, we haven't, because it was away from the play.
Yeah.
Did you see Wilson sticking the contact back in his eye? Looks like he's okay as Stuart Wright helps him out with it.
There are some Louisville fans in attendance who posted a response to the question by Louisville City on Twitter as to what on earth went on. Their response was, "We are here and we are just as confused. Could someone please explain?" TV doesn't know either. What we'll try and do at halftime, because we've got a pre-recorded interview with Yunus Boudadi at halftime. We'll try and get someone, or we'll go down ourselves and try and get an explanation from either the officials or from someone at Louisville City, just so we've got some clarity over this, because everyone's confused right now.
Controlled by McFadden. Pressed. Dribbles into a double team and plays it back to Ordonez. No score in the 35th minute, along with Mark Donaldson. I'm Joe D'Ambrosio, Sir Thomas of Stanwix, our producer, the inimitable Robert Kaplan, directing things, and the outstanding Power Station crew.
Strange, isn't it? Because they're normally a well-disciplined side.
Here's a shot from distance. Whistled wide by Taylor Davila. That had some mustard on it.
Well, he's not happy. He's not happy that that shot was allowed to come in. He just wandered a wee bit.
For about 25 yards.
Yeah.
I don't think Ribeiro was expecting it, but still, that you can't let a guy get that clear, that close to the goal.
That's his question.
Especially a guy with a big foot like Davila.
Exactly, and that's the point he's making to his teammates. Look, I don't have a job to do if you do your job.
Jang to Epps. To the box, to the runner! Barrero running through, couldn't get it.
Hartford got to make the most of this because Louisville City right now would love the halftime whistle to blow, and we've still got more than 10 minutes of this first half, including added time.
Joe Farrell into the box, easily headed away. Davila starts the counter. Davila gets it back from Dia. He's got Winder with him. Davila cuts left, looking to boot, shoots, scores! The same play, except this time Taylor Davila found the back of the net in the 37th minute, and Lou City jumps on top.
Okay, we see it from here. If we'd seen it from 5 or 10 seconds further back, Danny Barrera's got to commit the foul. He's going to probably pick up a yellow card, but you've got too many players that are out of the game that have gone forward. Then you don't mark the player who scored the goal. But Danny Barrera's got to make the foul initially. There's taking fouls for the team, picking up a yellow card for the team, and he was frustrated with himself. I get that. But he needs help from his teammates. This isn't all on Danny Barrera. You've got to know, you've got to be smart when you're attacking, when it's against 10 men, but you've also got to be smart in transition. So many times this season, Joe, Hartford lose goals having just had the ball, and that's just happened again.
5th of the year for Davila. Louisville City, 15-1-1 when they score first. That's the 18th time in 25 games that they've scored first. Hartford has only scored first in 6. So Hartford on the back foot, despite being a man up, and still looking for the first shot. Here's Emmanuel Samadia. Chips it in the middle. Loose. Barrera will get there first. Barrera trying to spin in the box, taking off the ball, and here comes Lou City on a counter, but Hartford gets there first.
Yeah, Hairston did well. There'll be no one more desperate than Danny Barrera to make amends.
Samadia ahead for Epps. Knocked out of bounds. Quick throw to Joe Farrell.
Yeah, they've seen a lot more of the ball, but they've got to do more with it. Because Lou City right now have got every player behind the ball in a 5-3-1 formation.
The thing that gets you if you're Hartford, Marcus, we just saw that play.
Mm-hmm.
And Ribeiro was upset with his defense. Samadia chips it in. Goalie comes out. And we got a foul on Hartford as a Lou City player is down in the box. I believe that's Kyle Adams.
Let's take another look at this goal that was scored. And I've had one look. I've not had a chance to see the replay, and maybe I'm being slightly critical of Danny Barrera, but right here, you've got to the man. Foul him. Foul him. Macangila's slow. Hairston's already gone forward. He's turned him there. Macangila's done absolutely nothing there. So as much as Danny could and maybe should have picked up a yellow, committed the foul, Danny's got to be raging at Beverly Macangila. It's just a languid kind of laissez-faire approach to getting back. So, yeah, it might have been a yellow for Danny, but that second look, I think Beverly Macangila might even be more culpable.
Winder gets a head on it. Punted up into the air. Hodge plays for Barrera. Over the top for Angelina. It's been a quiet first half for Michi against the stout Lou City defense. Now Hairston directs it back. Farrell at midfield. Now Emmanuel Samadia up the right channel. They double. Samadia cuts inside. Plays it loose. Here's a chip by Macangila, and that'll sail wide and cleared up field by the Lou City defense. Chipped right back in, and nobody there to give Damian Loss any troubles.
The ball in from the right was really good from Makangila. I know it didn't have any takers, but it's just patience, because you can't go too gung-ho. I'd be intrigued, right? That's the 40th goal that Hartford Athletic has conceded this season in the USL. I'd be intrigued, and there's no way of finding out unless you go back and watch everyone, how many of those goals have been conceded shortly after Hartford actually had possession. Brendan Burke's spoken about this a number of times every week when we speak to him on our weekly call prior to home games. The concession, it's the cheap goals that are given away that really annoys managers and supporters.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partners, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our community ticket program. Children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to the matches free of charge. Into the 43rd minute, Taylor Davila with a strike from about 22 yards, seconds after he had a clean look and just whistled it wide from 25. And again, that's the thing that if I was Brendan Burke, I'd be most annoyed at. Not just the fact that they had people who could have played better and done more with Davila, but it just happened. You have to be aware.
Cheap goals are the bane of managers' existence that their team concedes.
All 9 field players back for Lou City with 4 along the 18, setting up a fortress. Hartford looking for any open space. Farrell gets it back. Makangila changes direction to Hodge. Tristan, the chip. The goalie fell down, but Epps couldn't get to it. Sent back in. Headed by Jang. Goal kick, Lou City. Loss slipped as he went up, but the ball sailed away from any athletic player who might have been in the neighborhood.
I've been impressed by Lou City since they opened the scoring, in that they're happy to give Hartford a lot of the ball in areas that aren't going to worry them, whether it's Farrell or whether it's Jordan Scarlett. They are very rigid in a 5-3-1 defensively. So Hartford have got to find a way to unlock this defence. They're going to have possession of the ball, so it needs movement, needs more movement off the ball. Because this game's still there for Hartford. They've got to make sure that they stay to a decent formation. They don't push too many bodies forward, chasing a goal. You can still look attacking without being as gung-ho as some people might think you need to be. That's a free kick.
Joe Farrell fouled. Brignoll Vineyard stoppage time. You want to guess?
Between 2 or 3.
Try 6.
6?
Well, because there was a bit of a delay when the red card was issued to Adrian Perez. We had the contact issue with Jansen Wilson. So 6 extra minutes.
Wow.
Taking it at least a 51-minute first half. Samadia and Galena, who had switched to this side, being forced backwards, and Hartford retreating all the way back to Ribeiro. Good pressure by Amadou Dia, who's been very active in the first half for Lou City.
This is a higher line from Hartford now.
Lou City, 53 points, 4 clear of Charleston Battery, who they beat last week. Makangila looking to be a distributor. Now Hairston. Barrera almost got displaced. Adams gets a head on it. Angelina back to Emmanuel Samadia.
Good ball.
Sends it in. Cleared away by Lou City. Samadia again tried to play it clear for Angelina. Farrell with the intercept. Hairston was right on his foot. He would have been better off keeping the ball himself there. Looking for Angelina. Too far. Goal kick. And Hartford's.
No, it came off the defender.
They did? Okay.
Yeah, that's what Michi was talking about. He couldn't get the proper contact, but it did come off Amadou Dia, so Hartford have the third corner.
Hartford with 1 shot, 8 for Lou City, and Danny Barrera will put the left boot to it to the left of Damian Loss. 1-0 on the Davila goal. Hartford playing 11v10 after the dismissal of Perez. Loss over the top of Hodge to knock it away. Ball free and cleared out of danger.
Good ball in by Danny.
Hartford looking to press the attack here. Played back to Makangila and Ibero in the sweeper-keeper role. Long ball in the direction of Barrera.
Oh, he's done well.
Good header by Danny. And Galena looking to create. Adams on him like a hawk. Barrera plays it in. Headed.
Should be a corner.
Over the goal line. Another corner for Hartford.
Danny taking up a good position there when Michi had the ball. I want to see more from Hairston. I want someone to come short and show, whether it's him, whether it's Dieng, or whoever it is in the middle. They're just sitting there. They've got to have more options. Danny's provided one on the right for Michi and Galena, but he's got to have one if he turns inside on Galena, and he didn't have enough of an option there.
So this one will come from to the right of the keeper. Barrera will utilize the left foot. Or no, he'll use the right.
He's a lefty, Danny.
That's right. So left footer. He's only taken 100 corner kicks so far.
He's going to have to take 101 because he's going to have to take it again.
J.C. Griggs.
Wow, it's going to be a bit bad-tempered, this, is it not?
Let's see what Griggs' call is. He's calling players away.
See,
he's got Hodge there. He's got Adams.
But they always see it, Joe, before the ball's played in. There's no consistency whatsoever. And not just, I think J.C. Griggs, as a referee, is fine. He's I thought it might be a corner free kick penalty for them at the other end. But they always say, oh, stop it, and then they bring them over. Very rarely is something done.
Winder and Epps getting into it after Winder pushed Tristan Hodge. Temper's a little frayed here.
Yeah, they are.
At Trinity Health. Here's Barrera's corner. Far post. Jang can't get a head around it. Farrell does. Loss off the line to pick the ball off the turf.
That's what I was telling and explaining earlier. When Hartford win the first ball, they've got to get someone close to the scraps. And Farrell has done well there, but where's the runner? So there's two of them. There's two just lurking at the edge of the 6-yard box. No one is in front of the goalkeeper.
Farrell gets his jersey grabbed. Samadia plays it out, and the foul is called. When you stretch the player's jersey so it's almost off his back, that's a pretty obvious foul call. Wilson Harris committing the 7th foul.
Yep.
Against.
What now? Someone else has spoken out of turn. Fourth official is going to have a.
Like Brendan Burke might get booked here, and he will.
Is that a suspension?
No, because he got a good conduct point for not getting a yellow for 3 straight games.
Oh, okay, we're doing that, are we? Yep, I'm baffled as Brendan.
I know you used to get a lot of good conduct points when you were a wee lad growing up in Scotland. No? That must be somebody else.
That wasn't me.
Here's Farrell. Hartford looking for the equalizer.
Good conduct
here in the
points.
5th minute.
Wow. Can you trade them in for like 3 good conduct points for a goal, or?
I don't think so.
Ah, okay.
It's 1 good conduct point for 3 matches. This one will sail towards the Liberty Bank Suites.
So if you've had 7 yellows, does
and
that take you back down to 6?
Yes, gets you to 6. So now he's back up to 7.
Interesting. Okay.
Loss taking his time. We're at the end, almost at the end.
So if you're suspended for a game, does that game count as one of your games for a good conduct point because you can't get a yellow card?
No. You're asking me? Scarlett lets it play. Dangerous. Scarlett goes down, but it really was no contact.
Yeah, I think the halftime whistle here is probably in the best interest of both because Brendan can regroup his players, tell them what he wants, and there is halftime.
So, an interesting first 45 minutes,
Well,
to say the least. Adrian Perez in for the injured Sean Tosh, gets dismissed in the 29th minute. But 8 minutes later, Taylor Davila gives Lou City the lead. Our halftime is next here on ESPN+, MyTV9, and WTNH.com.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Embrace the laid-back charm of island life while sinking your toes in the sand and discovering real, authentic Florida in the Bradenton area. Unspoiled beauty and pristine beaches, a vibrant waterfront downtown energized by local arts and culture, fresh Floridian cuisine with a flourish of rich history, and friendly locals ready to welcome you to this preserved paradise on Florida's Gulf Coast. Plan your visit today at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
Only one goal scored in the first half. Here it is.
Got to do better trying to stop him. Not once from Danny Barrera, but look at Beverly Makangila just loitering around, not putting any pressure on the player. That is nowhere near good enough from the number 6. It's a good finish, don't get me wrong, but as you said in commentary, just moments before that, they had a shot from distance similar, and Renan Ribeiro was having kittens, saying that you've got to close down the player. They didn't learn, and Hartford, despite being a man up, are a goal down.
Take a look at the halftime facts and figures. See possession in Hartford's favor, no surprise. Shots in Lou City's favor. 5 corner kicks for Athletic.
Yeah, it tells you that Louisville's just a well-organized side. They don't need 64% of possession. They can get 8 shots off with 36% of possession. Hartford with 5 corners in that first half. Haven't really done enough with any of them, and I think halftime whistle came at a good time so that both Brendan Burke and Danny Cruz can get the players in and reorganize ahead of the second half.
Our talk with Yunus Moudani up next. 1-0 Lou City at the break.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
This is the beginning. This is a first practice, a first video session, a first pregame talk. This is a first ticket, a first scarf raise, a first kickoff. This is a tapestry of clubs and players and communities inspired by those who blazed the trail for women's sports, ready to inspire the next generation. We are the USL Super League. We're part of a movement, and this is our moment.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The numbers are brilliant here for Phoenix. Can they find their second right there? Drops it to Lasso. Lasso gives it a go. What a Lasso!
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
USL News and Notes, the man who did Lovin' on Me in First Class, Jack Harlow, the hip-hop star purchasing a stake in Louisville City, which also, maybe more importantly, picked up Philip Goodrum from Tulsa. And congrats to New Mexico United. They broke the club record for most wins in a single season, beating Monterey Bay. Well, unfortunately for Hartford, Yunus Boudadi not in the lineup today, but Mark and I had a chance to talk to him a couple weeks ago.
Mid-season, you get the call to come back to Hartford. How excited were you, because you have a history here?
Exactly. I think it was a bit unexpected for all parties involved. It was kind of something that happened, I think with player personnel, needing some sort of player personnel, and the call was made from Hartford to need to bring me back here. So I got a call on Tuesday, was on a plane on Thursday.
And played on Saturday.
Played on Saturday, so I didn't have too much time to think about it, but obviously, it's if you have to make a mid-season move, I was very happy to come back here.
When you played at the World Cup, the Under-17 World Cup, did you have opportunities on the back of that for your career to maybe take a different trajectory?
Yeah, I was at the time with Brugge. When we went to the World Cup, I had a good campaign. Started in every game and played every minute, I think. Maybe I got subbed off once. But then after that, I was with the Academy for Bruges at that point for 10 years. And there was two teams, a team from Holland and a team from England, that came to attract me to their academy, but the fees were just very high at the time. There was a rule with FIFA that I think the club had to get paid, I think it was close to 100 grand per year that you were in the academy as an education fee, almost saying like, we can't transfer you yet, but for all the years that we've helped you in your development, the other club would have to pay that. And at the time I was 16, so that was not possible. So then I ended up staying with Brugge for another 2 or 3 years, and then I came up to the US. But I've always been very grateful for my formation in Brugge. It's known as a very highly rated academy in Europe, and I've had many great coaches over my time there. So even if I didn't move to a different country, it still helped me massively with my development. Yeah.
How has the USL improved in the time that you've been in the league?
A lot. Yeah, it's grown a lot, and I think there's a couple things that go into that. I think the level of the MLS has gone up. Right. So I would say the cutoff line in MLS of players that trickle down to USL goes up. Right. I would say the CBA that was put in place a couple years ago has dramatically improved the level in the league. So there's different variables, but the league has gone up massively.
Are you aware that one of your teammates is a Hollywood movie star?
Oh, I know from Danny. Yeah. I've been with Danny for 2 years, so I've heard the story. I've seen the segment. He doesn't look the same, but the footwork does look the same. So
the reason I bring that up is because for me, there's a better movie than Kicking and Screaming. Yeah. Okay, and it's that one there. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay, it's called In Bruges. Have you seen this, Joe?
I have not.
Watch it. It's one of the best movies. It's one of these no one really has heard of it, but. How would you describe the movie In Bruges? How would you sell that to someone that hasn't seen it to get them to watch it?
It's a funny way of getting to know Bruges a little bit. It's been a while that I've seen it, but what I remember from it is that they kind of make fun of all the things that are going on there. So yeah, it's a bit of a funny way of getting to know Bruges, but you get to see a lot of the scenery. Yeah. They've touched all the spots that you should see if you go to Bruges. So regardless, it's good advertisement for the city. You know, it's a city that I think is a bit underrated in Europe to visit. But I've always loved living there. And always, when I go back, I try to go as many times as I can.
Colin Farrell's in it. Brendan Gleeson's in it. Good movie.
Yes,
so
it is.
That's on your bucket list now.
So you're not in it, though?
I'm not in
Barrera's
it. I don't know. They didn't cast me.
Barrera's the only movie star.
Yeah.
Barrera's the only movie star. You mentioned when we started this, Eunice, that you knew the Hartford situation, you know the fans. Can you just speak to that a little bit? Because obviously it's a franchise that hasn't had a great deal of success, but has one of the more invested fan bases in the league.
Yeah, it's something that is in the community or is not. And I feel like the beginning of, or the existence of this club, I feel like it's known around the league that this club has a very passionate fan base. So it's a bit of a shame that, you know, the success hasn't really come. But it's also because there's been a lot of turnover year over year. And I feel like now coming back, my second stint, there's a different sense of a process that's been built. You know, Coach Brendan Burke and his staff have been given a good amount of time to build a team for the next couple of years, which hasn't really happened. I would say over the last years, it's always been a change of coaching staff, a change of player personnel. So it's tough to really build a long-term project if that happens. So I would say that's the biggest thing that I've noticed. You know, the training facility is built, the day-to-day operations are a lot more smooth. You have a coaching staff that knows the league in and out. They have a couple of years to really build something, which he has done successfully at Colorado. So I hope that, you know, the fan base sees that as well. I'm sure they do, because you still feel the love every time you play at the home. But yeah, it's definitely a connection with the fans that we have, that we wish that we can give them success that they deserve.
Well, the Hartford fans are happy you're back. Thanks, Eunice. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, too. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
LDI Connect is a proud partner of Hartford Athletic with over 20 years of experience. LDI Connect is a leading independent provider of office technology solutions. Visit myldi.com for more information. 1-0, New City on top on the Taylor Davila goal. So, Coach Donaldson, other than the obvious answer, score a goal, what does Hartford have to do differently here in the second 45?
Find a way to get Deshane Beckford fit.
Okay, well,
that ain't going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
So they hardly have any options on the bench.
I was just going to say that.
That's the problem.
Right.
You see what's left in the tank. You play this lineup for, 60, 65 minutes. If it's still the same, then you maybe tweak one or two things. You maybe start with a higher line. It's difficult because Lou City are so well organised. They're the best team in the league for a reason. They know what they're doing. They've got the best players. But they've got 45 minutes with 10 men, and Hartford have got 11. So let's see what happens.
Amadou Dia got an assist on the Davila goal, his first point of the season for the veteran from France. Hartford in the familiar green and blue kits, going from left to right. Lou City in white and gold. Attractive uniforms for the high-flying team from Kentucky.
We have confirmation that the red card was for foul and abusive language. Please do not ask which foul and abusive language was said, but that was why.
Sloppy giveaway by Farrell leads to a counter for Lou City. But then Farrell comes back with a nice slide tackle. Change momentum back in Hartford's favor. Hairston easily coming off the line is Damian Loss, who was called on to stop. Only one shot in the opening 45. Only one save for Henan Ribeiro. And that came seconds before Taylor Davila scored the first and only goal of the match so far.
They need to get Dieng more involved, Hartford. You saw what he was capable of last week in victory.
Well, and again, it's been another quiet night for Michi. And you said this, you mentioned this earlier. Michi's got to score. When Michi scores, Hartford has a much better chance to win, or at least draw. And right now they're chasing one. Marcus Epps dribbles out of danger. Plays back to an open Makangila. Puts it along the ground on the left to Michi. Chips it towards Jang, never gets there. Epps knocks it down. Plays it back to Makangila. Here's Hodge pressing up. Hodge gets it back. Hartford pushes out Scarlett. Goes right to Emmanuel Samadia. Looking to race. Ball goes over the goal line. Sixth corner of the night for Hartford. And really, you said this at the end of the half, Mark, they've got to do more with these corner kicks.
You don't just work on one specific routine. You work on various, so you should work on various at training. So let's see what they come up with here.
Danny Barrera. Set to trigger. It's short and never gets there. Serrano punches it out. Hartford regains possession. Samadia with space. Puts it into the box. Jang! He scores! How do you do, Mamadou? And we're tied at 1 here in the 48th minute.
Let's rewind the clock 2 minutes, if that. They need to get Mamadou Dieng more involved. You cross like that, you finish like that, you get him more involved. And we're level. By the way, that's his weaker foot, Samadia. It's not great defending by Kyle Adams and by Aidan McFadden. It's a good delivery. It's not a great delivery. It's missed by 2 at the near post. It was poor from Amadou Dia. But Johnny on the spot, he's got much better at that, hasn't he? He's become far more clinical. He's developing into an all-round good striker, Mamadou Dieng, and they needed that goal to get it back quickly.
Hartford's first goal in 138 minutes against Lou City this season. Samadia with his 3rd assist of the year, and just like that, we're on a level playing field here at Trinity Health. Hartford looking to press. Samadia chests it into the supporters section. Dia will send it in via the throw-in. Now, this is Captain Obvious here, Mark, but the next 5 minutes, you know Louisville City's going to press. Hartford has to be on their P's and Q's defensively.
Yeah, but they're smart with their press. And they're down to 10. It's tables turned.
Little miscommunication, but Epps comes away with it. And Gila, with a hand on his back, loses it.
Here's the dangerous Harris. He gives it away. Passed it behind his player. Macangilla was there. Barrera scoots into Lou City territory. All even at 1. Don't know what Brendan Burke said to the lads at halftime, but they've come out a-flying. Macangilla wide left to Hodge. Now Angelina.
It's more of the same. It's more of what we saw towards the end of the first half, but with an end product. Better balls into the area. Not just possession for possession's sake. Possession with a purpose.
Samadia back to Epps. Plays it ahead to Hairston. To Samadia. Can he keep it in? No. Goal kick. Don't miss our next home match. Saturday, September 7th against Indy 11. 7 o'clock as we celebrate Noche Latina. Presented by the Flood Law Firm. Visit hartfordathletic.com/tickets to get your tickets today.
Yeah, that's hopefully not a bad one for Samadia, but disappeared behind the News 8 advertising boards. The good news is that's plastic and not the hard electronic ones that he's walking in front of. But hopefully he'll be okay.
Head athletic trainer Matt Diaz out to take a look at him. Let's get a look at, see what happened here. Oh, he got slammed into the board, or he ran into the board. And did he tumble? He tumbled over it.
Yeah, the flip.
News 8 board had a little give to it. Lee Scarberg and Dennis House have to do a better job putting those down before game time. So, Damian Loss with the restart. Louisville City on a 5-game winning streak in which they have outscored their opposition by a score of 14-7. Hartford, you can just sense, which is difficult, 20 rows up and behind glass, but you can just sense Hartford feels a lot better about their lot in life, getting that equalizing goal. Being very patient.
Now I think it's interesting. I think if you offered them a point now, I'm not sure they would take it. I think this game, albeit against better opponents in Louisville City, but there's only 10 of them. I think you, if you're a gambler, I think you twist. And you know you could lose it, but rather than taking a point right now, you give it a go.
Scarlett slowly into Louisville territory. Jordan plays it across. Into the middle, Hairston. Marlin trying to be a magician. Throws it out to Hodge with speed. Cuts it across. Gets it back. Drops back to Scarlett. Some good possession here for Hartford, but you want to see him go north-south, not necessarily always east-west. And you want to see him go north, not south.
That's good defending from the front by Louisville City, led by Wilson Harris. And look what he's done. By doing that, he's taken Louisville City from defending where they were deep inside their own half. And it's defending from the front because the back five, which is what they are when Hartford has the ball, they forced Hartford all the way back here.
That back, right now it's a back four, and they're playing up, and now McFadden goes back, and it is a back five. Hodge, been pretty active tonight. The drop back to her, Joe Farrell.
Yeah, Jansen Wilson just drops in to the right of Aidan McFadden.
Nice lead, but Adams there. Hartford throwing deep in Lou City territory. Even at 1 here in the 55th minute before another good crowd here at Trinity Health Stadium. Hairston has been pretty good finding himself open and then redistributing tonight. Once again, no Anderson Asiadu, no Eunice Budati, and no Shane Beckford for Hartford. And Galena gets sent flying, and this will be a dangerous free kick for Hartford just outside the box on the right as Engalina went down.
Yeah, I'm keeping tabs on the Louisville City bench. They're going to bring on. They're going to make a double change. Certainly 2 are getting instructions, but one who's definitely coming on is Philip Goodrum, who's a super signing from FC Tulsa. We were speaking about him last week. You always think he's going to be a better player on a better team when he gets more service. But this is going to be interesting to see what they do, if it's him for Wilson Harris or him in addition to Wilson Harris. But before that, it's Lou City on the defensive before they make any changes.
Looks like it is Wilson Harris that's coming out. Brewer looks to send it in. Headed over the goal line.
Ooh, it's a chance.
It'll be a goal kick.
It's a chance for Mamadou Dieng. Sorry, Jim.
The Fix is Connecticut's premier standalone IV vitamin therapy boutique, offering customized intravenous vitamin infusions and intramuscular vitamin injections to maximize health, performance, and recovery, with it all services administered by a licensed registered nurse. Located in West Hartford Center, visit thefixivtherapy.com to learn more. The game even at 1. Hartford has been playing a man up since the 29th minute mark when Adrian Perez was sent off due to bad language.
Wilson Harris was not happy with the referee there, felt that Lou City should have had a free kick.
I would think frustration might start to show for Lou City. They beat this team 6-0 earlier in the year. They're the best team in the league.
Yeah, different circumstances. They're down to 10 men.
Right, but that's one of the things that would make them frustrated. Here's a giveaway, but fortunately Hairston there to bail out Macangilla. Farrell over the top to Epps, running with Adams. Plays it in, trying to hit the runner, Jang, but Ordonez, the outstanding defender, was there to knock it away.
I like that ball from Joe Farrell. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of those this season, especially with the pace that Hartford have in front areas.
Sorry, Mark Hodge calling for it. Instead, it's picked off by Barrera. Goodrum will be coming in. Also, Wes Sharpie, who's more of a defender, he'll come in for Jansen Wilson. Give and go. Here's Samadia along the ground. And at the near post, Damian Lass scoops it up.
Well, whatever was said at halftime by Brendan Burke, it's certainly had an influence. He's going to be pretty happy that his side are back in this game and tied it up. And now for him, it's about finding a balance between having a go and not getting caught short at the back.
Lass to midfield, where Hartford gets ahead on it first, and Lou City comes up with it. Davila, the goal scorer, to Dia. Plays it up ahead too far for Harris, and Scarlett's there, and they play it back to Henan Ribeiro. Elsewhere across the league, Charleston up 2-0 on Orange County. Pittsburgh up 2-0 on Birmingham. So here come the subs. It will be Philip Goodrum, the recent acquisition from FC Tulsa for a record transfer fee, in for Wilson Harris, and the veteran Wes Sharpie will come in replacing Jansen Wilson. So Wilson's streak of scoring in 3 straight games will come to an end, and Sharpie more of a defender. So they will go 5 at the back now. And Goodrum, who last year with Tulsa in half a season scored 12 goals. He had 21 for Memphis in 2022. Hartford has definitely had time of possession, but you'd expect that when you're playing with a man advantage.
Yeah, but look where the possession is. Look who's
It's
got
all
the
at
possession.
midfield. It's all the back 4. Or back 3. Samadia leaking out on the right wing. Here's a ball for Epps, trying to catch up with it, but he can't. A little too much pace by Joe Farrell, so it'll be a throw-in for the visitors from Lou City. Lou City with 5 home games left on the season. They're in North Carolina next week. And, of course, North Carolina, one of the teams that Hartford's chasing as they try to get back into the playoff hunt. Here's a turnover. Good hustle by Farrell, and then foul called on the earlier play by Samadia. And Danny Barrera, the experienced move, stepping in front of Davila so he couldn't get the restart started quickly. Flourish Catering proud to be fueling Hartford Athletic with their healthy, delicious food. Let them do the same for you and your team. Order online at flourishhartford.com or visit them. 72 New Park Avenue in Hartford. Sent in, Hartford clears.
Interesting thing there was that Hartford had all 11 players back, so there's no outlet when they were able to clear the ball. And no one is picking up the number 5, Ordonez, at the back post.
Here's Davila. Up on the left it goes. They look for Ordonez, and Hodge wins the battle of the number 5s. Hartford starts the counter. And Galena throws it up ahead for Jang, but Kyle Adams gets it away. Hartford with numbers. Barrera, Jang! He's got Michi on the left. Can't get it to him. Now it goes there. And Galena tries to throw it in front, and it's knocked out of bounds by Wes Sharpie. Another corner kick for Hartford. That'll be their 7th of the match as you look at Michi and Galena.
Could have been better, but could have been worse. We've seen that play against Hartford a number of times this season, leading to opposition chances, haven't we?
Barrera again will take the corner. You wonder how long Danny can go.
Well, none of the 5 outfield subs are warming up.
Right. Barrera from the right of Damian Loss. Hairston running short. Samadia keeps it alive for Farrell. Serves it in. Headed down. Barrera chips it back. Looking for a runner. Good hustle by Samadia to retain possession. Got there in front of Goodrum. Double team. Tries to go to the goal line. Taken off the ball. Cleared up. Kept in by Hartford. Farrell pressing up. They go back to Jordan Scarlett. We're even at 1 in the 63rd minute. And Galena cuts towards the middle. Nowhere to go, so he plays it back to Farrell. Joe Farrell's had a good work rate tonight. Hairston to a cutting Epps. That connection didn't go well, and it's headed down. And Hartford again keeping possession inside the Lou City defensive half.
I want to see more movement from Hartford. I know it's tough, it's a warm evening, but they need to have more options when players like Ngalina have got the ball here, because there's no one within 20 yards of them.
Michi changes direction, goes into the box, and dribbles it over the goal line, so it'll be a goal kick for Damian Loss.
It's very intriguing, this one, because it's a game that Lou City very rarely play, because this is the first USL red card they've had this season.
We watch Michi go 1v1 with McFadden and just put a little too much heat on it. So it'll be a goal kick for Loss from down to our left. It's a Lou City team 6-3-2 away from home, a home that last week saw the largest USL crowd of the season, better than 13,000 for the win over Charleston. Barrera will get there first. Taken off the ball by Winder. One of the best young players in the league. Winder, room to run. Plays it up ahead. McFadden on the overlap. Goes down. Dangerous free kick for Lou City as Jordan Scarlett chopped him down. Well, there's something with Damian Loss. As he's walking over to the near bench. Gives me a chance to tell you that Westfield.
Hold on. That's a second yellow
for Danny
Cruz.
Is done.
He can't believe it. So it's the fourth official, Stern Bream, who's told the referee that something has been said. And Danny with one last, how's your father, to the fourth official as he goes off.
Kyle Adams talking to J.C. Griggs. So, in the 66th minute, Cruz's night comes to an end. But, having said that, it's a dangerous free piece from the left of Henan Ribeiro.
Once again, everybody back, so if this is cleared, it's going to come straight back on top of them.
Serrano with the fake. Davila with the piece. Ribeiro looking to quickly counter. Here they come, a wave of green. Heading right to left. Oh, what a great play. Amadou Diaw short-circuited that counterattack.
Kyle Edwards getting ready to come on. Intrigued to see the decision made by Brendan Burke as to who he will replace.
And it will be Danny Barrera.
Makes sense. He's put a good shift in, Danny.
Here's an overlap into the box. Farrell heads it out. Serrano keeps it in. Chipped right. McFadden chests it down. And Galena gets it out of dodge in the direction of Jang, but Adams gets it after he overruns it. Taylor Davila. Over to Winder, or no, rather to Diaw. Winder in the middle. Wes Sharpie, who came on just a little bit ago. Now McFadden plays it over the goal line. Kyle Edwards set to check in. It'll be the second corner of the night for Lou City. Westfield Bank, proud to support Connecticut customers, communities, and crowds. Cheering for Hartford Athletic. Westfield Bank, what better banking's all about. Online at westfieldbank.com. Danny Barrera gets a good round of applause.
Yeah, good shift.
He started tonight for Anderson Asiadu. So the corner will be from the left of Henan Ribeiro. And their backs have been proficient in these situations. Davila will initiate. Into the middle, and Ribeiro came up with it in the midst of a lot of bodies.
Yeah, he ran into a Lou City player and tried to get a free kick. That wasn't good defending either.
Jang displaced.
Oh, my word.
There's a trip on Farrell. That'll be a yellow. Joe Farrell hit with his 7th yellow of the season.
The last thing Lou City need from Hartford is a gift. They're good enough to do things themselves. They're good enough to be top of the Eastern Conference by themselves. They don't need any more help. And this was crazy from the back. It started with Renan Ribeiro with a good clutch, and then I don't know what they're up to here. There's challenges flying in. The ball's been given away. Got to keep your discipline. Got to keep your shape. Game management's important.
Kyle Edwards on the pitch for the 6th time this season. Of course, if you're just joining us, no Deshane Beckford, no Yunus Boudadi, and no Anderson Asiadu. Well, Lou City's got a number of players hurt, most notably Sean Tosh.
While this free kick, or while we wait for this free kick, Brendan Burke went all the way over to the right-hand side of his technical area to have a word with Thomas von Kiesel. That might be a potential sub. Think they've got any habits?
None. Some nights the frivolity just flows. So, which song of the new owner, new minority investor in Lou City do you like best? Lovin' on Me? They don't love it. First Class? How about Tyler Hero, which is not about the Miami Heat's shooting guard?
Let's just bring this to a swift conclusion. Your genre, stuff you like is more 50s and 60s. I'm more 80s and 90s.
I'm more 60s and 70s.
You want to talk about...
Give me a little good Jeff Lynne and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right. You want to talk about modern-day rap. Let's not.
Okay. No, because, frankly, you sent me scurrying looking for songs because you said you were going to quiz me, which had me shivering. So this will add stoppage time as we are in the 71st minute. Dangerous direct up ahead. J.C. Griggs, who has dismissed a coach and a field player for Lou City. I am sure online his name is Mud.
Those of a purple persuasion.
For the Lou City,
yes.
right. For the Lou City supporters.
I understand it as well. I mean, Hartford have been on the end of some pretty poor refereeing displays this year, and it's not nice when that goes. You think the world's against you, and you're playing against an extra man.
Adams started off in an offside position before he made his run. Sent in and airmailed over the top. Goal kick, Hartford.
And that's a freebie for Hartford.
Shots which were 8-2 in the first half in favor of Lou City, now 9-5 in favor of the two-time USL champion. Been to the finals 5 times, 2 and 3 in championship games, and to the conference finals all 9 times.
Yeah, I'm not surprised if they win the whole thing this year. They are a good team. They're well organized. They're well coached.
Well, and that shows through Mark down a man. They're not losing their shape.
Yeah, they know what to do.
Yeah. Edwards can't control.
They're starting to regain control of the second half because Hartford had a lot of the ball and didn't really. I mean, I've got one note for Hartford, one key incident when they equalised, but apart from that, haven't really troubled Damien Lass too much in the second half.
We've reached the 74th minute. Hartford with possession. Edwards a little slow with it. Hartford displaced. Hartford player is down. Farrell plays it ahead. Here's Kyle Edwards. Is that Samadia down on the far side? No, Marlon Hairston.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a foul.
No. Here's Hodge on the giddy up. Up the left channel to Angelina. 10 men out there for Lou City, all pushed back within about 35 yards of the goal. They'll allow Hartford to have all the possession they want on the perimeter. The thing for Hartford is they have to find a way to get the ball into a better scoring position. Angelina looks to cut. Michi. His pass blocked. Back we come the other way. And good job by Marcus Epps to steal it away. Now Macangilla to the left. Off it goes to Hodge. Service in. No danger that time for Damien Lass as he came out and played it on the near post.
You need, when you're playing against better sides, you need better quality, and that ain't going to cut it.
Tied at 1 into the 75th minute. The Performance Lab, an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best.
I was thinking back to last season, regular season Eastern Conference winners, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, home to Detroit, loads of the ball, loads of shots, lost 1-0. The equivalent right now would be Rhode Island going to Lou City and winning. I just don't see that. But it just shows you can win the regular season, but you've got to get it done. You've got to have the momentum, and you've got to find the form, and you need a good bit of luck as well.
Yep.
But Detroit didn't win it. But they won the game they needed to win in the quarterfinals.
And set the tone for this season when they've been very good. Long ball played in the direction of McFadden. Bumps with Hodge. Corner kick. Tristan Hodge knocked it out of bounds as McFadden had beaten him to the spot. Third corner.
I hope it isn't as bad as it looks for Aidan McFadden.
Oh, he is furious. Former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman. McFadden trying to say he got stomped.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that, because players know.
Here it is.
Yeah, it's where he's landed, Tristan Hodge. He's landed on the back of the Achilles, and that's not
dangerous.
intentional. It's not intentional. It's a sore one, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't intentional. It's not a foul.
Talking with head athletic trainer Stuart Wright. The goal scorers, Taylor Davila in the 37th minute, Mamadou Dieng in the 48th.
A strange game.
Yeah, really bizarre. So McFadden's got to come out until play restarts. As you see his frustration pounding the turf. And Galena uses the back of his head to clear it out. Sent right back in, wide of the goal. Sails over the goal line. Goal kick, Henan Ribeiro.
So you know what? It's not ideal for Lou City if they come here and don't get all 3 points and they only go with a point, because they've already got a 4-point lead over Charleston Battery and 2 games in hand, and they should ultimately pretty comfortably win the Eastern Conference. For Hartford, it would be a big point if they could get it, and massive 3 if they could get that. This is a side that's only lost 1 in the last 8 at home, but 3 of their next 4 are on the roads. This would be a real bit of momentum.
Epps for James!
Offside.
Play called offside. Or was it?
Yeah, he was offside. Doesn't need to be as early as that. He just got in front of Wes Sharpie.
Yep.
The better timing will come with more experience, because we've already seen he's got a leap on him. We saw that last week with a brilliant header from Samadia's cross.
Good aggressive play by Farrell, but touched off Angelina. So it'll be a throw in for McFadden. Seems to be none the worse for the wear. Good contact that time by Hairston. Philip Goodrum has not been a factor yet. Here's Jang, but Ordonia or Sharpie there to knock it away. Hartford looking for the go-ahead goal in what would be viewed around this league as a massive upset. Nice move by Michi, but it's tackled away. Good defense that time.
Yeah, Simon Bird is now in charge of decision-making if he doesn't get anything from Danny Cruz. He's the assistant, the Englishman. Standing just behind Marlon Hairston there. Danny Cruz picking up a second yellow in the 66th minute.
Well, at least Perez has company in the locker room. Sure, there's not much conversation going on.
I'm trying to see where Danny Cruz has found a spot to sit, because you can't be in the technical area.
Sent in. 2 players there. McIngillis steals. Hodge with a chance. Plays it wide, Angelina. Serves it across. Hodge traps. Back to Angelina. Puts it for Jang. Cleared by Edwards. Samadia with it. Puts it in. Serrano there, and Ray Serrano clears it out.
A lot of perspiration there, not much inspiration. They've controlled the second half pretty well, Hartford.
Yep.
The only thing missing would be 1 or 2 more attempts on goal. But the key thing is they've stopped Louisville City from having too many attempts, even though they've got 10 men.
Well, Goodrum's been in for a while. I don't think he's touched the ball yet.
No, he's run around a lot, but he's done a lot of chasing. He's the man closest to Hartford right now.
Hodge with it. Tristan distributes to Angelino. Now Hairston moves in. Hartford being very patient, owning time of possession here in the second half, which you would expect with an 11v10 advantage. Hodge tries to move forward. And once again, they drop it back to Scarlett, who'll change fields to Joe Farrell, the Blue Belt, Pennsylvania native.
Hartford have got, they don't really have any experience on the bench attack-wise.
Looks like we're going to see a couple of more subs for Lou City. As that one goes out, it'll be a goal kick. So Niall McCabe will come in for Winder, and Dylan Maris will come into the game as well. Niall McCabe, the veteran from Dublin, went to Young Harris College. Know where that is, big boy?
No.
Georgia. The Mountain Lions in the Peach Belt Conference. So here's Maris for Winder. And Ray Serrano's night is over. And you'd have to think that it's a Lou City team that's covered a lot more ground playing down a man. So despite the fact they've got 5 on the injured list, they're trying to get some healthy, fresh bodies in there. Epps displaced too easily. There's McFadden, knocked away by Tristan Hodge towards the midfield table. Into the 82nd minute. It's been a good one before another big crowd here at Trinity Health Stadium. Hartford with only 4 home games after this. They'll host Indy, Oakland, Loudoun, and North Carolina.
All you want if you're Hartford is to go into the last few games of the season at home to Loudoun, at home to North Carolina, and at FC Tulsa with a chance of finishing 8th.
And Orange County in your last game of the year. Here's Macangila in the middle. Beverly, who's become a 90-minute man. Up ahead, Joe Farrell. Do you think we've seen the last sub for Hartford? Do you think Von Kaziel gets off the pitch, gets off the bench?
Speaking to him, I'm not sure about what. They look comfortable right now. They're not the ones that have been doing the chasing in the second half, so they should have been able to conserve a fair bit of energy. Farrell's been very steady at the back. Scarlett had 2 challenges. One was excellent, and the other was risky. And he got away with it, and no penalty was awarded.
Into the box, in front, Edwards. Jang! He scores! How do you do, Mama do? A brace! And Hartford jumps on top in the 84th minute. And this crowd on its feet at Trinity Health Stadium. So the constant possession paid off for Athletic, and the fans loving it in the East stands.
Well, same as the first one. Ball in from the right-hand side. Different provider. Little touch by Kyle Edwards. Thought he might have had a chance, but a shot on the turn from Mamadou Dieng. And Hartford, like they did 7 days ago, they've turned it around. A goal down and 2-1 up. And Mamadou Dieng, if he keeps up this type of goal-scoring form, those already interested in him will be making their interest a lot more concrete. 2-1 Hartford against the best team in the league.
Kyle Edwards with his first assist of the season. Almost turned over in midfield, but Macangila goes back for it. In the 84th minute, Jang, his second goal of the night. Hartford keeps the pressure up. Put on goal and clear it out. Corner kick for Hartford, and we're going to get another sub
at some point for Lou City, which will be their last of the night. And when they make that sub, it'll be Evan Davila into the game for Aiden McFadden. Corner sent in. Blas gets it out. Hairston over the top.
He's taking off his teammate.
So Evan Davila, the brother of Taylor Davila, will come in, and Aiden McFadden, who we saw pretty annoyed earlier, will come out. Holiday Inn Express Newington consistently, or rather conveniently located in the heart of the dining, and consistently, they don't move, the heart of dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike, Route 5 and 15. Foul. Hartford will maintain possession. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, Holiday Inn Express will make your stay convenient, comfortable, and more effective. As Mamadou Jang is down right in front of the Lou City bench. So Jang with both goals here in the second half, and we've talked about this a lot. Hartford now with only 9 goals in the second half this season. They've scored 14 before halftime. And so let's see what happens to Jang here. Well, he gets grabbed. And then it looked like he tripped over the ball, to be honest with you. But the call goes Hartford's way, and Hodge will put the ball back into play. Nice move to get away from the defender. Too far. Goal kick Hartford, or goal kick Lou City.
Now it's about game management. Now it's about potentially looking at your bench. Do you need to make a change? Or it's about those that you've got. Who do you tweak? You don't need as many forward players. You know they've only got 10, but they've got fresh legs. They managed it well last week. They have to manage it well again this week.
Oh, here's Evan Davila. Goodrum puts it across.
Good from Kyle Edwards.
Edwards hustles, gets a head on it, but he took a knock in the head.
That's brave.
And they're going to bring the trainer out.
Samadia's got to be careful here. He's a loose cannon. You cannot afford to do what the likes of Renan Ribeiro did a few weeks ago and just blatantly give the opposition an advantage by being stupid. Just stay out of trouble. Self-discipline. There's protecting your teammates, and then there's just being silly.
Time and place, right? Tonight's Hartford Business Journal Business Alliance partner of the match, Fine Fettle. As J.C. Griggs talking to a trio of players. He brings Niall McCabe over, and he's talking to McCabe. There you get a look at assistant coach Simon Bird in charge of the match after the dismissal of Danny Cruz in the 65th minute. As an athletic trainer, Mike Diaz continues to work on the injured player. Marlon Hairston stretching out. That's Kyle Edwards who went down.
It was really brave when the ball came over. It wasn't a bad cross. And he took a sore one. I'm intrigued as to how the referee restarts play because it didn't look like he'd awarded a free kick. And I'm not sure it was. So it might be a drop ball. Unless he's given the free kick to Hartford, of which they will gratefully receive it.
Hairston will have to come out, or rather, Edwards will have to come out. It was Edwards who dummied the ball through to Jang for the go-ahead goal in the 84th minute. And for Hartford, just their 4th goal this year after the 75th minute. It'll be a drop ball, and Hartford will take possession. And Ribeiro jumps on it. Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. There will be 8 minutes of stoppage time. The clock won't move fast enough for Hartford. Looking for their first ever victory over Louisville City. Macangila wanted a handball. Hodge chases it down. Dribbles back and plays it back to Ribeiro. Evan Davila, 22-year-old, in just his 6th match of the season. Long ball in the direction of Engalina. Blue City player goes down.
Yeah,
Wes Sharpie.
Yeah, a little bit of contact between Engalina and Sharpie as Diang chased and realized he wasn't getting the ball, going through to Damien Lass.
Nice touch. McKay plays it, and Goodrum goes down. And the yellow card is out for Marlon Hairston.
It was the meat in the sandwich. The sandwich contained number 6, Macangila, number 94, Hairston.
So Hairston gets booked for just the 2nd time this year. But it sets up a dangerous situation for Lou City, which is chasing a goal as we approach the 3rd minute of 8 minutes at least of stoppage time.
This is right on the boundary of how far out is too far out. I think this is close enough to attempt a shot. However, you do have Kyle Adams, who would be a target, who's at the back post right now, or Taylor Davila might go for it himself.
Thomas Van Keziel looking to check in. Here's Davila, puts it through, save made by Ribeiro.
That's a really good save because he kind of loses his footing when the ball guts over the wall.
Thomas Van Keziel will come in for Hairston at the first opportunity. Here's a replay as Davila, who has the only Louisville City goal, gets a good strike on it.
And the corner came to nothing. It was played into the near post and then into the side netting, so no harm done.
Now Van Keziel set to check in. So good night's work for Marlon Hairston. And Van Keziel comes in as a sub for the 5th time. Played 27 minutes in the Las Vegas game. Hairston imploring his troops to keep it up, and Brendan Burke with a big round of applause.
Yeah, another really good game for Marlon Hairston.
For the native of Jackson, Mississippi. Mamadou Dieng with both Hartford goals. Michi Engalina had a brace earlier this year, and now you can be sure Hartford will play things slowly here. They won't be able to play Tampa Bay slow, but Epps couldn't control that one. Played long upfield, but Scarlett's there to bang it over the west touchline.
The header might have been a better option. They maybe get more control with the foot, but it wasn't great.
Hodge sends down Goodrum.
Well,
Goodrum came down awkwardly on his ankle.
He's
hopping around out there.
Yeah, let's just say the referee, as you quite rightly said earlier, is certainly not flavour of the month in a certain part of Kentucky, just over the bridge from Indiana.
So Ribeiro will take his time for the restart here in the 95th minute, at least 8 minutes of stoppage time. Hartford looking to make it 2 straight big wins at home. Ribeiro boots it out of there. And Galena sends it upfield.
Epps intercepts. Now Engelina turns. Into the box. Jang was roaming free, but Kyle Adams makes sure it didn't get through.
Good from Samaria.
He just keeps getting better. He's got the 20 games of experience with the Sierra Leone national team.
Yeah, he's a player. If I was another team, I'd be looking at. Brendan Burke saying there has been interest in Samaria, and that's understandable.
Sharpie. Long ball in the direction of Evan Davila. Can't control. Hartford ball. Approaching the 7th minute of stoppage time.
Feels like it's...
I think the clock's moving in slow motion, right? Hodge to insert the ball into the field. And that helps. That doesn't hurt. Adams has to go back and chase it down and restart.
Give the players you want to have possession of the ball and close down the angles to the ones that could cause you issues. If the ball, Goodrum has just had a foul on Jordan Scarlett, and it's been spotted by the referee, whose assistant on this near side, Ricardo Ocampo, told him in his ear that there was a foul off the ball, and that's just poor discipline from Philip Goodrum. Stupid.
Well, it's frustration because he had thought he was fouled earlier, and he might have been, but it wasn't called, so it's not a foul.
We can't do that because what you've allowed is Hartford to take 45 to 60 seconds off a clock that keeps running.
It'll be Hibero, and you can bet he's going to try to kick this just as far as he can.
Yang should be the target, and is. He's off his line.
Edwards volleys it up and over. Lass was starting to creep off the line there, but I think that was just a time-killing move by Kyle Edwards as we're into the 8th minute of stoppage time. Hartford protecting the 2-1 lead. Jang gets run over, no call.
It's a body check by Kyle Adams.
Dangerous situation. Maris plays it in. Van Kazeel and a big header. Engelina not out. Ordonez plays it 3. Farrell knocks down Maris. Here's Goodrum to the outside. And nice slide by Hodge to induce the corner. As the clock is ticking on Lou City's 5-game winning streak.
Keepers forward.
Now McCabe to put it in.
Damian Lass, the goalie, is in there.
Headed down by Farrell. Kept in. Towards goal and deflected. Oh, head in Hibero. Goes airborne. Clock continues to tick. Boy, Hibero has come up just like last week at the end with a couple of good ones. Put in. It's low. Chested down.
Run.
Open goal. Here comes Michi.
He's blown for
and
full time. Game
and that's
over.
It. We've reached full time at Trinity Health Stadium. And the best win of the year for Hartford Athletic. Mamadou Jang with a pair of second-half markers, a couple of big saves for Henan Hibero, and Hartford keeps hope alive.
That is up there with one of Hartford's best wins. This is a quality team they've just beaten, granted down to 10 men. But Louisville City are going crazy at the referee there. As many of them as they can are surrounding them. They're being told by their backroom staff to get away. This is about Hartford, though. This was about the 2 goals from Dieng. This is about another 2 in 2 weeks come back from a goal down. This is about game management when you go 2-1 up. Huge for Brendan Burke. Huge for Hartford. It's still tough for them to get points on the board, enough points on the board to finish in the top 8. But that is 2 wins against the 2 form teams in the league.
Marcus Epps getting into it at midfield with a couple of Louisville players. But it's all just French pastry. In full time, Hartford 2, Louisville City 1. We'll be back to wrap it up next here on ESPN Plus, MyTV9, and WTNH.com.
Embrace the laid-back charm of island life while sinking your toes in the sand and discovering real, authentic Florida in the Bradenton area. Unspoiled beauty and pristine beaches, a vibrant waterfront downtown energized by local arts and culture, fresh Floridian cuisine with a flourish of rich history, and friendly locals ready to welcome you to this preserved paradise on Florida's Gulf Coast. Plan your visit today at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Don't miss our next home match, Saturday, September 7th, against Indy 11 at 7 p.m. as we celebrate Noche Latina, presented by Flood Law Firm. Visit hartfordathletic.com/tickets to get your tickets today. Travelers is today's presenting sponsor of the match. The company has called Hartford home for 160 years, and they have a steadfast commitment to taking care of their communities. Over the past decade, they've provided more than $234 million towards important causes, and that same commitment extends through their employees, who collectively dedicated more than 100,000 hours of their time volunteering last year. Take a look at the stats, and Hartford with the better of the numbers.
Yeah, look, Joe, this isn't about stats. This is about last week. A team came here, 11 unbeaten. Hartford sent them packing. Best team in the league came here this week. 5 games, straight wins, beaten. This is huge for Brendan Burke. Momentum going into next week at Detroit.
It was the Mamadou Dieng show in the second half. Hartford played a man up for the final 61 minutes as the players salute their fans on the far side. Brendan Burke talking to NBC Connecticut. Quite a night here at Trinity Health Stadium. It was Taylor Davila in the 37th minute to give Blue City the lead. But then Mamadou Dieng, as Hartford played so well after intermission, you see Adrian Perez get booked. Davila with the hard left-footed strike past Tibero. But then it was Mamadou Dieng. All the goals scored at the north end of the pitch. Dieng in the 48th minute and the 84th minute. And Hartford gets 3 points with a well-earned 2-1 win. For our producer, Sir Thomas of Stanwix, our director, Robert